Hey guys, welcome to the second episode of the Skye Kingdom. I made a blueprint for the first time. As you can see, it's a bridge. I uploaded a separate video to show you how it works exactly, but you can also kind of see it in this video. And if you like this bridge, it's on the Steam Workshop, and if you want to see more on how this works, you can watch the video here on YouTube, but it's also on Steam Workshop like I said. So all the links are down in the description. Yeah, you can just see how easy it is. I just made 5 separate parts and left and right parts and the middle part, and you can just paste them into each other and they fit perfectly. So yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool to do, and this was just a great way for me to figure out the style a bit for the castle I will be working on this episode. So what I have in mind is really hard to achieve with the objects that we have right now, but I'm going to try anyways, and why would I make it easy on myself? That is just not how I do things in general, but I want a lot of black details, some whites in there for contrast. I will use the gold accents. That is not totally my style, but I'm going for it because I think it will look great in this particular build. In the meantime, I had to put in the water. I forgot to do that last episode, and it does make all the difference, don't you think? But my guideline for this build is kind of Gothic Fantasy inspired. I thought I wanted to do something with a elfish style because I really love that, but I kind of got stuck on that. So I'm just going for my own fantasy style. I don't like naming things anyway and give it a label. So I just want to be creative and see what pops out of there, and if it's good, it's good, and if it's not, I will change it. So that is kind of how I do things anyway, and I wish I could explain better what it is I want to make, but I wouldn't know where to start exactly, so we're just gonna have to find out while building and experimenting. As you can see, I started working on a tower over here, and that is something I will be doing for this episode, for the first few minutes of this episode. I will just try to make pieces of the castle and see how I want to do this exactly. So at this time I'm still very much figuring out what the style is going to be, and it could be that I change the towers a little bit later, but yeah, I just wanted to make some different kinds of pieces, and maybe also this way I can just upload it to the Steam Workshop as well. So yeah, just trying to figure out the style here, and like I said, I want a lot of black details, so these windows are perfect for that. I absolutely love these windows, and I actually wish we had more in this style except for windows, because I do run into some trouble figuring out how to do different kind of things with only just these windows. If I would work in a other style, in more of the plaster style, more of the white details that we have, I could do so much more, and I probably could get away with the elfish style, but I'm really set on the black details, and that is because I just really love that style, so much so that my own house is kind of decorated like that, with a lot of black details, and not in the Gothic style or anything, and not that I don't like the style, because clearly I do, but my house is way more modern, but I do really love the black details and contrast colors. So yeah, that is basically the style I'm going for with this, and started working on the second tower here, and I do cut a lot of little things out of this episode because I was really searching for the best options for every little thing that I want to do. I don't really want to just go for the first option that I see with this build. I really want to keep trying until I find the best solution. So at times I just keep changing things when I'm not completely happy with how something looks, and this tower over here I really kept changing a lot. So instead of showing you all the struggle, I decided just to cut that out, and I will come back to that second tower towards the end of this episode anyway, so you can see what I did there. I do really love these new roofs, after just making my own with wooden doors for such a long time. These are absolutely amazing, and the recoloring is just something that makes all the difference for me. I only wish we had a slider for the color intensity or saturation or anything like that, because the colors are really bright and unnatural in most cases. So a lot of these colors I just don't want to use at all, and yeah, Alpha 3 has been great for me so far. I do really hope that some things will get changed for the full game. Like the lighting right now is a bit too reflective. Sometimes you can't see shit basically. So yeah, the pet system still needs work with how it reacts with terrain. And I think the main thing that is bothering me at this time is that maybe because I'm used to how things work in The Sims, but the way of selecting items is so overwhelming. It's full of things that it can be quite hard to find what you're looking for. And like we have the same shapes, for example, walls in here and just in different patterns. And it would be so much better just to select the shape that you like and then get the option of in what style you want that and then in what color you want it. So yeah, for now it's doable because it's Alpha 3, but can you imagine when the full game is out, you would like never get anything done just because you're searching for half of the time? And there must be a better way to do this. I can hardly imagine that they will keep it like this because it's just a waste of time to find whatever you like to build with. So here I started working on the entrance for the castle and at the same time the coast station. I decided to do that over here because I don't know at this point what I want to upload to the Steam Workshop yet. And this way I can just copy things over, and I will do that soon for this piece. This one won't be uploaded to the Steam Workshop probably because I will use this for the main structure as a grid, and I will paste everything else on here when it's in place. So for now, yeah, I'm just figuring out the shape and everything is still, I feel like something I could change a little bit later if I don't like where this is going. But I do think I have a basic idea of what I want to build. And I do have to say this one is not easy for me, and that is something I wasn't really expecting. With this pirate style I had way less trouble, and maybe that was because I only just like that style, and with this one I care way more, so I'm not that easily satisfied with it. It could also just be that this week it's really hot in the Netherlands and my brain feels like mush. I can't seem to focus and I just feel like I'm melting, and so yeah, I had some trouble here and there with just coming up with a concept, and that is not something I have trouble with normally. So yeah, I'm just figuring out the shape and I could just keep changing stuff, but you won't have to deal with that too much because most of it I will cut out. But that is the reason that this episode is shorter than normally, and maybe that is something that you guys like way more. If that is the case, please let me know, because maybe I will just keep doing this and make the episodes a little bit shorter and cut more out. So adding these details over here with these golden roof pieces, and I do think it really looks great on this style, and with the white roofs it just looks great. And normally gold is not really my thing. I like silver way more personally, and if I would have had the choice I would have used that, but I do think in this case it just adds something something a little bit royal and expensive, an expensive look to it. And the cool thing I discovered is that you can see the borders of these roof tiles over there, and they have the same goldish color. And yeah, it's really cool that you can change the borders of the roof tiles, so you can just add that extra little bit of detail and color in there and just make everything fit together. So I do really like that. So yeah, just finishing up the roof here and adding some more of these golden roof details. I do believe I changed that slightly. Yeah, I will sink it a little bit more into the roof because it was just a little bit too much at this point. So I make it look a little bit more subtle, and I don't really like over the top most of the time. So I constantly try to balance things out, and that's also the reason I keep changing things, because when I see the complete result of how something looks, I often feel like it's a little bit too much and I just need to balance things out a lot. So yeah, like I said, I would come back to this tower and change it a bit, so that is what I'm going to do now. I forgot to add some windows, so that is something I needed to do. And yeah, with these roof pieces I discovered when you just put them into a tower like this with these round pieces, you can get a gold border. So that was actually pretty cool and a new way to add some more of the gold in there. And when I go for a style, I do really like just adding all these little things everywhere. So it feels like a complete style and not just random little things. So this tower is almost finished, and then I will use it for the entrance to close off the sides. And it is really a basic castle shape right now. And yet again, very symmetrical, because that is just something I'm comfortable with. But I do think a symmetry works better for a build like this. So I will try and incorporate that more and more. Right here, just finishing off this, and the main thing I was struggling with constantly is we don't really have fences. As you can see on the tower right beside this one, I still didn't really figure out how I want to fence that off. And yeah, there's just a lot of things missing, which is to be expected because it's an alpha and we got way more items, but you do run into some trouble, and that's why I keep working with these round borders over here. And I'm still not quite satisfied with this tower, so I will probably yeah, do some more on that off screen. So now just placing it here on the corner and getting the second one in place as well. Like I said, a very basic castle shape right now at this point, because I had to start somewhere, and like I said, focusing was really hard for me this week. So I just wanted to get this done, and I can always change it later if it's something that I'm just not really happy with, and I think I can do better in a way. So yeah, this upper section over here seemed a little bit empty to me and wasn't done. Also, that one window and that one balcony just didn't work for me. It was just too empty. And first I will just border this off a little bit, and then I will try and put in some crazy details with some more windows. So I changed the bottom section a little bit at this point as well. I made it straight because I do still have some other plans for that, which you will see very soon. And yeah, like I said, making some crazy details and figuring out how this would look. And I actually do think this is the thing I was going for in the first place. I saw these windows and I thought I can do something amazing with that. And I think when the build is completely finished and there will be all kinds of little details like these, I think I will have something quite unique here, and that is what I was going for in this case. So yeah, I am totally in love with these windows, and I wish we had more objects like these. And even when you have signs or things that you have the hanging planters now, and they have these little kinds of details in this style, and I really wish we had that just separately, and you can just hang your signs on there by yourself, or just hang flowers on there by yourself, or just use it for something crazy like I have in mind. So yeah, I do feel like I'm missing a lot of things here, but I can get around for now. A lot of these things are kind of hard for me to explain because English isn't my first language, but I'm really trying here. So I hope you know where I'm getting at, and I hope that is good enough. So yeah, just adding these bigger ones over here, the doors, and I do think that just finishes it off completely. I do try to figure out what I want to put in there, like windows over here, and I believe I put in some lights eventually, and yeah, it still feels kind of like it's not done completely. I'm still searching a little bit, and I will probably refine that off screen mostly. So I want a big open area over here, and you can see I did something there in the middle because I do want some green in here. I should probably add some of the new vines as well, because that will just change the whole look. And now that I am telling you this, that just might be the something that I feel it's missing for this build. But yeah, for the fenced off area I will probably do something like a big tree or something, and I won't do that right away because then I can't see what I'm doing anymore. But for now I'm just figuring out this wall over here, and like I said, we got a lot of new stuff, but some things are missing. So you have the option to make this little triangular walls, but I could not find a roof that would fit over there except for this one, and that was just not the style that I was going for, because then the middle roof is a little bit smaller than the rest, and otherwise it just overlaps too much and it just didn't work for me at all. So yeah, I changed that slightly a little bit later, and for now I'm just filling this wall in. And then I will again work on some of these cool details in the roof section over there. And I put in these walls and I thought maybe this is it, but that didn't work for me either, so I will delete that later on as well. So like I said, back to the small details, and this wasn't my first try or anything. I messed around with it a little bit, and when I knew what I wanted to do, I just put that in the episode. So yeah, it's not that easy just to figure it out, and what works and what doesn't work. And I think this actually looks great. This one is a little bit more subtle and not so over the top as on the main entrance of this structure, but I do think this really looks great, and I think I really found a style now, and that makes me very happy, honestly. So yeah, like I said, putting in some of these torches, and I still feel like this is too empty and it doesn't feel right, so I will go back to that. And at this point I was just really done and just wanted to see how the towers would look, so I won't keep it like this probably, but I just wanted to see it in here and just mess around a little bit longer so I could just pick up next time from where I left off over here. But yeah, that is it for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, comment or like if you want to support this channel. Thank you so much, and I will see you on the next one.